I'm Devorah Wallen, and I'd like to share my Tea for Two, my Torah thought, for 2 minutes more or less. This week's Torah portion is Parshas Bereishis, the first parsha in the book Bereishis, Genesis, the first of the Chumash, or the 5 books of Moses. Bereishis means in the beginning, and thus discusses the Genesis, or the creation of the world and all that is in it. We finished reading the Torah with the final parsha last Shabbos and opened it up again anew this brand new year. This parsha details the days of the creation of the world. In the Lecha Dodi prayers on the Sabbath evening it says, Sof ma'aseh v'machshava techila. The last part of creation was first in God's mind. Adam and Chava, Adam and Eve, were the pinnacle of creation made on the 6th day. The whole purpose of our existence is to make the world a better and more godly place. As God says later in our parsha, Na'aseh Adam, let us make man, meaning we are also partners in creation. As Hasidic philosophy teaches, our purpose is to make a dwelling place for God in this world. So, it makes sense that everything that was created needed to exist before mankind, so everything would be ready and available for our use. Some of the commentators ask then, why was light created immediately on the first day? It wasn't really needed until people came around, or at least plants and vegetation or animals. The commentator, the Sforno, quoting the Talmud, says that this great light was stored away for the righteous in the world to come. Great! But then what can we learn today? Here's my commentary. Although living things per se were not created until a couple days later, light was created before even vegetation. Immediately in the second verse, the Torah states, the earth was unformed and void, with darkness over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit was hovering over the water. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. The expression vayihi or, let there be light, is an understatement. God is in fact commanding his universe to bring forth light, which is a mandate, a prerequisite. From the formless, chaotic darkness and void, Hashem demands light, telling it, bring it on, let it shine. Shlomo HaMelech, King Solomon, says in Koheles, Ecclesiastes, Yisor ha'or min ha'choshech. Most English editions translate it as, wisdom is advantageous to folly, as light is better than darkness. One doesn't need to be as wise as King Solomon to know that. However, a more accurate translation is, there's an advantage of light that comes min ha'choshech, from the darkness. From this we learn again that the struggle is what brings the greater light. From the challenges and the tests, there's a greater light, a greater accomplishment. I believe that Hashem created light in his first utterances to predispose the world to the power of good and light as the precedent to and the healing from darkness. Thus, light had to be the first requirement before all other creative acts. As the famous adage goes, Hashem created the cure before the illness. A lesson for us now, 5,783 years into creation, is that even though at times the world is dark and chaotic, seemingly gloomy and void, we can be reassured that light, which is greater than darkness, preceded all of creation. Light is the precedent and predisposition. Additionally, we don't need to destroy or sweep away the darkness, we only need to increase the light. Despite the apparent chaos, may our efforts illuminate the world around us. As the Lubavitcher Rebbe often taught, Me'at mina or doche harbe mina choshech. A little bit of light dispels a lot of darkness.